You are welcome to Achievers Bridge YouTube channel. Today we are going to be interviewing a young man that dedicated his time to learn skills and now it is paying him off. So if you are new here on this channel, we talk about finance which ranges from business acquisition, forex and cryptocurrency trading. We also talk about health, relationship and skills and knowledge. So on this video we are going to be talking majorly on skills. So please, if you are here for the first time, please click on the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so that anytime an important content comes up like this, you will be notified. And as I've said earlier, you know, we the youth, we need to get to see some of the people or some of us youths that are waking up and then standing up on their feet and doing what it takes to make a generational impact in their own time. So here we are going to be interviewing Samuel, right? So we are going to be interviewing Samuel on this show. So you are welcome, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be given this opportunity, and I never thought Achievers Bridge will come from that length to reach me out here. So I'm very glad and I'm very happy to meet you here.
That's a great one. That's one from Samuel. So Samuel, can you please tell us briefly about yourself, your educational background, and then your business?
By name Samuel Vahe Thomas, and I'm a graduate of University of Maiduguri from Department of Economics. And this is what I do for a living. I repair generators. Majorly what I do here is I service generators ranging from Tiger, and some people used to call it I pass my neighbor. I do both the mechanical and the electrical aspects. When I say mechanical, when it comes to servicing like piston and rings, when the engine is draining fuel, or when it is like giving you one form of problem or the other, I used to fix it. And another dimension I pick from the electrical aspect is I can recoil. Everything when it comes to recoiling of the generator, I used to do it. That is I pass my neighbor. And when you come to GX160, which is everybody used to call it LPAC here, I repair it. I started from the mechanical also, that is ranging from piston and rings, changing of half engine, and fixing of carburetors and lots more when it comes to the engine aspect. And when it comes to coil too, I do the same thing. I can recoil, I can do all sort of services that consist of the GX160. And there is also 5000, 7000 and 8000, which is the bigger version of the LPAC, which is GX160. That one is, I think, 3.5. That is what they call it, yes. So I repair all these, ranging from the electrical also to the mechanical aspect. So I touch virtually all sort of services when it comes to when it is generator that used to work with fuel, starting from that 8000 to down to I pass my neighbor. So this is what I do in this my workshop. And I also venture into other businesses like agriculture, and as it is now, I'm living currently in Maiduguri at Moduganari, opposite Civil Defense Head Office. So this is where I base, and this is my workshop. All this place you see is my workshop. Thank you.
Wow, that's a great one. So please, can you tell us your journey from this, starting from the time you ventured into this business and how it was like and to this current stage?
So thank you very much. I would say I started learning this job since when I was in primary 4. I started learning this job since when I was in primary 4 till this very time. So I owned this place when I was in JSS 2. That is when my boss decided to settle me with a small table before it now grew up to this particular size you people are seeing. So I started it at a very tender age. When I was in primary 4, I started learning it, and I become professional around when I was in JSS 1, 2 before going to JSS 3. That's when my boss see that it is due for him to settle me. That is when I own this particular place you are seeing.
So Samuel, from what you just said, it seems this place started small. So, and from what I'm seeing here, it's lot of a very large service delivery area here. So can you tell us what inspired you to expand this business despite being a graduate of the University of Maiduguri?
This is a very great story, if I should say it out. I happen to be a social scientist, and people find it difficult to believe it when I say that I'm an economist by profession. So what inspired me really to expand this place to this very length you people are seeing is because nowadays there is no hope for the youth that don't know how to manipulate their mix. When I mean their mix is their time, resources and knowledge in a particular place. So when I finished from the university, I finished 2018 and I served 2019. And when I came back home, I was thinking I was going to get a better job, despite the fact that we have a lot of NGOs here in Maiduguri, because even my mates, my fellow co-members then, when I was coming back, they were like, please, if you go to Maiduguri, don't forget about also, because you are coming from Maiduguri and definitely you may get one or two things doing with these NGOs. So at times when they say it, I just laugh, because I know how the environment of Maiduguri used to be when it comes to this issue of getting a job with a particular NGO or any organization. So I now decided to say, okay, since I know how to do this job, in fact, I even finance most of my educational deals with the money I earn from this particular place you are seeing. So when I came back, and I'll say, okay, the little money I have, let me just rebrand, modernize the place by removing that initial wooden tables that used to be here before, and replace it with these metal tables that I bought from Keke vendors. So I now decide from one bench, now it's now turned to about 4, and I made one small canopy where I used to work during rainy seasons. And even when the sun is hot, because at times the weather used to be very hot, so I used to go inside and work. And most times it used to be very occupied because of the number of works I do and the number of people that are working for me here. So I can say what inspired me to do this particular job is because there is no work for me as a graduate in Borno State, and I feel since I have this skill, let me just utilize this skill and make this place a very better place. And of course, it's paying me as it is now. And I'm very grateful to God. And I believe that one day, one time, I will still make sure that I maintain this place to a greater length, that it will be beyond this particular place you are seeing like this.
That was a great piece from Samuel. If you're on this video, please, can you just put in the comment section one point you have learned or one point you have picked out from his discussion? What I've picked from this discussion is that he's also thinking of expanding this place to a better standard than it is now. Despite the virus paying him an amount of money that he said is able to like keep him running, but he's also thinking beyond what he can see now to expand it to a better one. I think that is a great one from Samuel. So Samuel, my next question to you is, where do you see this your workshop in the next 5 years to come?
Thank you for this particular question. I know next 5 years to come is in the hands of God Almighty, but my vision for this particular workshop in the next 5 years should be a very bigger business center with lots of branches here in Maiduguri. And I believe these younger ones you are seeing might be the ones you come and see here in the next 5 years, with this place fully tiled, decorated in a very modern way that people, when people come here, they will find it very attractive, and the services that will be delivered here will capture the attention of the entire people of Borno State. Although I know this is not the only garage in Borno State, but I can proudly say that this is one of the biggest places here in Maiduguri per se. So I can see this place in the next 5 years as one of the biggest and competitive generator repair centers that can even win contracts with organizations to be fixing these kind of generators that are using. And I also vision the place to be more of a skill acquisition center for the upcoming youths that are growing now. So I believe this place is going to give hope to the upcoming youths that come in contact with this particular place in form of learning one or two things to provide for their daily lives.
That's the power of vision you're seeing, man. That's the power of vision. You can see Samuel envisioning his mechanical workshop to be having branches all over Borno State. That is the power of vision, man. That's exactly what Achievers Bridge is up for. Achievers Bridge is up to showing you all the things you can be able to do in order to expand your horizon of thinking, to build your dreams, and then to actualize it. So that is why we do host this kind of interviews, so that you can get to see the practical application of skills, knowledge, and dreams, man. Bringing up dreams into reality. What advice do you have for the youth, so Samuel, after hearing all that information from you? Because the whole essence of this interview is to be able to make the youth to see how skills can be applied and how skills can be used in order to build a better life.
The advice I have for the youths as it is now, we should take away pride from us and also make sure that we do the right thing at the right time. I'm talking to you now as an economist and also as a youth. When I say you should take away pride is, at times when people see me doing this thing, they will start saying, this is a graduate and you are doing this thing. I find it very, very proud as it is now, because I have something that I can do to sustain and provide for myself. So I want the other youths also to keep away pride and also do something that will make them proud of themselves, because you can see lots of graduates now, they don't have anything to do and they don't want to go and do a kind of dirty job I am doing now. But believe you me, this is not a dirty job. I believe in the next 2-3 years I will not be the same person you are seeing here, because I can see development now as it is. And as it is now, I have an apprentice here that is about to be settled in the next 2-3 weeks to come. And he also finished here from Ramat Polytechnic, from the Department of Architecture, and I can see the skill in him based on what he has, the knowledge he has acquired here, and it gives me pleasure to see that I establish a particular branch from a particular apprentice that finished from this particular place you are seeing. So I advise the youth to take away pride and do anything that you see you can develop your skills in. Just acquire a particular skill and pray for God to give you divine intervention. Definitely one day the story will change. You don't need to bother yourselves looking for a government job or any other job as it is. When the right time comes, you will get the job. But before the time comes, make sure that you utilize your skills and time. And even your resources at times, even if it means paying to go and do some other things to acquire a particular skills, I advise you to go and enter and venture into that. This is a very, very, very good advice I have for the youths as it is now. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you so much, Samuel. I believe this interview was resourceful to the youths out there. This interview, to me in person, this was very, very, very resourceful. And I urge the youth out there that try to make use of your time, your talents, and then learn skills that can be able to yield out for you at the long run. This is Achievers Bridge Show, man. So if you found this video useful, please click on the like button, subscribe, share. See you again in another video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.